This beast has been broken for over 2 years. I finally got around to fixing it, so I got a new line. The same, well, this is new, I haven't used it all that much. Fuel filter, and then it goes into the fuel pump. And yes, the fuel pump used to be mechanical. It's still attached to that, don't worry about that. You can put a plate over that to delete it. Now, I tied this power into the solenoid, which is right here, so it's keyed on ignition for this to start, which I'll show you right now. Go over here, turn the key, and you can hear the pump. And we'll turn it off, turn it on. So the power goes to the solenoid, which is right here, and then it's tapped into the frame. I'm gonna cut this off later on, make this all pretty. This is just a rough install. I am gonna make this a circulating deal by using this T-tap, so that whatever extra pressure is gonna go back into the tank. I have to tap into the tank. That'll happen at a later date, but for now, of the basic kit to convert your mechanical fuel pump into an electric fuel pump for your lawn tractor. Hey guys, we're gonna work on this beast. I've been trying to fix it for years. The problem with this is it's got a mechanical fuel pump, which is this bloody thing here, and it works off the engine, and there's a rod that pushes this, and that rod pushes this down, and then there's a diaphragm inside here, and then it goes back and forth, and that pumps fuel through the engine. However, I've tried 2 of these. It works for a bit, then they fail within like a couple hours, so there's something else going on. And we're going to convert it to an electronic fuel pump. Today we're just going to test that theory out. To do this basic kit, you just need a fuel pump that's 0.2 of an amp. Anything more than that, you're going to increase the fuel pressure, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to put a regulator or anything like that. I just want a straight shot done. I will make it into a circulatory system. And then the other part of this, you want to have it on keyed on ignition. I use the solenoid connected to the carb. You can find other areas, or you can put it on a switch ignition for the pump to start. So what I've done now, because it wasn't running before, and I did test it, is the fuel is going on a decline. So fuel's going to go through here, through the fuel filter, up to the carburetor. And it could fire. So throttle up. Definite no. That battery sat out all winter, so that's pretty impressive too. Now we're going to hook in the fuel pump and see what happens. In the interest of flow disclosure, that's funny, let's go with that. I had a nest that was inside the fuel line, and that caused the carburetor to be plugged up. So having the both mechanical pumps fail, they did not fail. It was the line blocking the fuel from coming through, and I didn't realize that till later. So our fuel pump right here is connected up to the battery directly. There's no ignition on or anything like that. We'll install that later. The on-off switch is simply me just attaching those 2 links. And I want to see proof of concept with this pump. So let's try her out. There we go. Proof of concept. Spraying fuel everywhere. Because I had so many issues with this motor running, then not running well, and then running good, and then again not running at all, I just gave up on it. And as I'm building this, I decided to put it together, test things as I go, to figure out where the problem is literally down the line, which worked out in my benefit. if you look in the bottom of this is the bottom of the carburetor. It is full of junk. I did something else, I'll show you. So that's the fuel hose right there. I'll just prove to you that I got power. Let's give it a little touch. There, fuel. Now watch this. If I put this on here, there we go. Fuel should just pour. It's one of the hot rodders on my street. Fuel should just pour right out, and it doesn't. It should be filling up where the bucket used to be, but there's something in the way. So I'm guessing some sort of insect made a nest inside the fuel line, and that's why my motor won't run. So carb comes off, we clean it, put it all back together. So just cleaned it out, and if you look down the center, that's where the fuel comes down. And then right inside here, you probably can't tell, you have to see all the way through, and that's when you know. So that little speck, that needle point, was what was stopping the fuel from entering the carburetor. So we're gonna put all this back together now. As you can see, we are nice and clean, so we're just gonna reassemble all of that mess and see if she runs. Now, I didn't need to do an electronic fuel pump conversion. I wanted to. I could have actually figured it out with the mechanical fuel pumps, but it was a lot easier to turn on the electric fuel pump to see where the fluid or the fuel was flowing, and that allowed me to eliminate or check all the problems down the line, literally, and then figure out where my problem actually was, which was amazing. Well guys, I can safely say that that's fixed. So I'm gonna clean all this up, put all this back, and get this to semi-running in the operating state, I should say. That way I can start moving things around the yard and everything, get rid of some dirt. That was the whole reason for this. But this is what happens when you get deeply depressed and something has a very simple issue. I'm going to be installing a shutoff valve, which will also be the fuel regulator. Then there'll be a return line. That's going to be in a totally different video. I just want to get a proof of concept that I can get this thing running. I gotta tighten up that screw there for the fuel you'll see dripping there. That'll cause a fire. Where's that screwdriver? Gosh dang it, there it is. But this is one of those things, like, it's a very, very simple machine, and it could just be, there we go. This could be a couple adjustments, but because I'm depressed, I have a hard time working on things. And last year when this thing went kaput, just because a little bit of dirt in the line that was blocking one of the, I can't even think of the name now. One of the valves? No, it's not even that. Anyways, it's just a little pinhole thing, 1/16 size, a little bit of dirt in the bowl, right in this thing here, stopping the fuel running. And now she runs. So now I can clean it up, make it look good. I do want to build an entire hood for this thing, because this one is completely destroyed. It's a known fact with these John Deere lawnmowers. But now I can move dirt around my yard, and that's a huge win compared to last year when I was trying this out. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, and if you're having trouble with a project, sometimes it's best to just kind of pause on it and then come back to it. Myself, like, I deal with my own depression, and everything is, you can overcome anything. Just gotta put a little bit of mind to it. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, even find someone professional to talk to, even just someone to listen. This is part 1. Part 2 will be adding a second line, setting any extra fuel, and this will also be able to regulate the fuel pressure so that the 3600 RPMs will be where it runs perfectly, and then all that extra fuel will be sent back into the gas tank. So thanks for watching, guys. I do all this filming through my iPhone. I am going to switch to the GoPro. I know I keep saying that, but I am going to be doing that. Take care.